and welcome to yet another Minecraft video on YouTube. I will be your host, GamerGirl1234. I had a different, bigger idea for Halloween that I really wanted to do, but then I dyed my hair. Oh, and I also fucked up my ankle pretty bad. Whenever I'm feeling unwell, I turn to Minecraft, because who needs rest or therapy when you can turn on peaceful mode and live your life in a castle? And if you're thinking Minecraft is for kids, you're wrong. We were kids, we grew up, and now we all make fun of Fortnite, so it's all good. Enough of me rambling about Minecraft. We're making a proper monster fighting equipment, a sword and a torch. I would know since I always play on hardcore. Whether you like the game or not, I think these 2D props are one of the easiest you can make and make look good at the same time with minimum effort. They also make great geeky accessories to your room, so your roommates can have one more reason to tell you to grow the fuck up. As usual, I made both patterns available for you in the description below. For the base I used EVA foam, and you can literally use cardboard if you want, or anything else that's sturdy. I plan on giving this to my younger brothers later, and I would rather not see them kill themselves with sharp swords, so I chose foam because it's nice, lightweight and soft, aka kids friendly. I cut out my base layer from 2 layers of 10mm foam. Since foam is soft, I cut out a 45-degree channel in it for a wooden stick to go inside so the sword stayed stiff. If you like low effort and quick builds, you can be done here. Like literally, if you paint it correctly, you can get away with just this shape. I chose to be a tryhard somehow, even while making a goddamn Minecraft video. I cut out additional layer from 3mm foam and then cut dozens of 3mm foam squares and glued it all together for better 3-dimensional effect. If you use something other than foam, maybe you can skip priming, but foam soaks the paint like a sponge, so I had to put few layers of wood glue mixed with water to avoid that. As your priming layers dry, you have some time to yourself. Go ahead, pet your cat, scout the house for your other cat, water your jungle of plants and defend it from the aggressive beasts trying to destroy them. Order some sushi, watch Netflix and completely forget that you were supposed to be priming. 2 days later, somehow, sprint to the workshop, glob thick-ass layers of glue on there trying to make up for that last time and fail miserably. With globs of glue everywhere, I had to take some wet sandpaper, is it called that? Like the one you put in water beforehand, and I sanded down more of my fuck-ups. I swear to God, the simpler the project is, the more I make it harder for myself by making a lot of mistakes. I don't know why. Why am I like this? But I wanna be so bad. With everything primed and ready, I took a turquoise color, some black and white to create different shades of this. Somehow the references online are all over the place, and I struggled for way too long than I'd like to admit with this. You can just take some creative liberties with this, because there are a lot of examples of how this can be done.
We stay up too late, but we don't go out. My new friends are fake, they all talk too loud. I got one more year. I'm in a rush cause I'm 19, but I don't give up cause I'm finding everybody here's young, rich and sad, but I want it so bad.
Next it was time for the torch. You can either make it standard, like the sword, in that case just trace the pattern and glue it together. I like to make things complicated for myself, so I separated it for now and you'll see why in a second. I made the sides a bit smaller since foam I'm using is thick and the thickness of it would compensate for that, but if you're using cardboard or something like that, it shouldn't matter. Then I glued my happy box and, like before, used sandpaper to get rid of my mistakes. For the top part, I wanted to make it actually light up. I grabbed translucent foam I had lying around somehow, and I'll put the proper name of it in the description. I also grabbed some cheap fairy lights I ordered online beforehand. As you can see, the foam lights up with them underneath. I am now lacking English words to describe the process, so the lights go. I glued my top part with the foam and I stuck my fairy lights and sort of forced them to stay inside. Then I glued the top part to the box. As you can see, the battery pack fits snugly inside. I used Velcro to create an attachment to my bottom lid so I can have easy access to the switch and batteries if needed. As with Sword, I wanted to add more dimension and also cover some mistakes and fuck-ups I did along the way.
The television now set me in the corner now, and Technicolor is your bed. Oh, won't you hear me out? You're painting all my features and everything you needed. Don't put me on the shelf now.
I primed it with wood glue the same way as I did with Sword and moved on to painting. Now, here it gets tricky, and professional cosplayers, please just ride along, ignore me, breaking every fucking rule there is. I needed a yellow base that would be thin enough to not cover the illumi foam too much, so the light would still get through. And the problem is, I still haven't ordered any proper yellow paint. And I only had one, I had to glob thick for it to be visible. This is something you'd solve with an airbrush. But I still haven't ordered it either. So I used my trusty cheap airbrush technique. That involves taking a spray bottle, any spray bottle you have around the house, watering down your acrylic paint and pouring the mixture in. Depending on the bottle or paint, it can either work marvelously or not at all. Mine worked okay, sort of missed the center, but the sides were just fine. Also, I don't have anything to defend myself, I just forgot to... I'm an idiot. The rest of the squares were darker and my orange paint much more opaque, so I shielded the rest of torch with tape and used sponge to apply it. Thank God, because my fancy airbrush also stained my hand yellow. So there's that.
Conversations will solve, pull the strings and watch me come apart for you. Don't believe in that trouble speak.
The brown handle was made using base brown mixed with black, white and some green, just mixed it randomly to resemble Minecraft background. It's been 2 weeks since my last video and guess what, I'm still terrible at painting, so there's nothing strategic in it, I just mix some random colors and have a surprise every time. Once everything was done, I grabbed a matte varnish to seal the paint job and... This is why you make sure you put proper caps on your spray bottles, or at least check it on a fucking piece of paper. Check! After I fixed my happy mistake, I found something that actually was varnish and sealed the paint job.